Okay, welcome back to a brand new video of the Targeted Individual Program, Targeted Experience. I had to restart the video, didn't have image stabilization on. Just getting used to this phone, you know. Um, Leaving early, getting home a little early so I can, I woke up a little late this morning, so I got here around 9:30 instead of 9 o'clock. Like I said, hacking into my phone and turning off my alarms. It's ridiculous, but it is what it is. Let's see. So, during the day, again, in-home surveillance, use of sirens. It's just constant, day in and day out. And, I got to look for that, the FAA research on noise pollution. All right, particularly the use of sirens, and particularly how it's used within the communities of color. It's used as a weapon, not only used for emergencies, but it's also used as a weapon, and particularly the weaponization of noise, sirens against our children. All right, so there's a FAA study that was done in 2010, something like that, maybe 2011, so around that time, and talks about how noise impairs the cognitive ability of children, particularly during school hours. All right, and it talks about the majority of noise, particularly in cities, is primarily concentrated on where you have schools in which the majority of children who attend those schools are Black and Hispanic, right? Like I said, there's a lot of things I don't remember. I wish I could remember a lot more, but I can't. I don't. I don't really fault myself on that, because I know exactly what they've done, technology use, and the damage that it caused. Right? And like I said, the American diplomats who were hit with sonic weapons, we as TIs, we've been hit with all kind of weapons, okay? Not only sonic weapons, right? And also lately, since they've been attacking me with silent sound, remote no monitoring, my balance has been extremely bad. And so also what they'll do again is that whenever the effect of what is they're doing have harmed me negatively, they will start using the sirens. So whenever I get the ice pick headaches and I yell out in pain, they will use their sirens. When I'm walking in the house and I lose my balance, I have to hold on to something, they will use their sirens, right? So it's always using the sirens as a coercive threat to try to silence you and try to send you some subliminal message about the damage that they've caused you. That if you make any sort of claim, you know what I'm saying, they'll try to arrest you or assassinate you or some shit like that. That they're criminals, right? They're criminals, right? The New York Predators Department is the most corrupt and criminal police organization in America, right? And that is year after year, decade after decade, and they show it every time, right? I don't got to say it. It ain't my opinion, right? It is a fact. A fact. And that's what I love about the truth, right? That they may lie and try to dispute it. They may try to villainize those of us who speak the truth, who are victims of their crime. But this is what we have to do. This is our purpose, okay? In life, we all have our purpose. Sometimes we may be removed from one purpose, but there's always another purpose, something that's even greater, all right? And I know a lot of nigger peons thinking that having a purpose that's greater, it means that you're being wealthy and having money. That's not a purpose, particularly if you're not going to use your wealth or your money to benefit human beings, right? So that's again, it's something that we've been conditioned to worship and to love, and then claim that people who don't have money, which is the vast majority of people, right? Which is again a lot of people who will call you this and that don't have money themselves, right? Which is hilarious, but that is due to cognitive warfare, right? That is due to cognitive warfare. All right. Yeah, I was watching one of these channels that they were doing a reaction to a Fred Fit. And you had what's his name, Anton Daniels. Love the brother, man. Love the brother. I sent him some information, and I think he actually read the information that I sent him, because certain things that he was saying, I don't hear him saying it anymore. And I was like, I'm glad. I appreciate the brother for listening and reading the information, and to give him a broader aspect and a broader knowledge base in terms of why, particularly for Black people, why we behave the way we behave. Why, in terms of, the majority of Black businesses in America is sabotage, right? And it's done covertly. It is a combination between law enforcement, the financial systems, right? It's a whole host of these of things that's behind the scenes, right? The banks denying you business loans when you have the accreditation to get the loans, that sort of thing, and they'll give loans to people who are less qualified, but because they're non-Black, they're able to get those loans to start a business, right? And so, as with anything, we have to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? This is why I keep saying, this is why Black women will never respect Black men, regardless if we have money or not, because we are not their savior. We are not that perfect man named Jesus, or we are not in the image that they've put into their mind of that perfect man named Jesus, who only lives in the book. Okay, he only lives in the book. All right, so it's hard to compete with that. I can tell my brothers, you have to understand what the church have done to our women, particularly the pastors who are basically in it for money. The greed and the selfishness. All right, and they have helped destroy the Black family and Black marriages in the process. All right, so you gotta understand what's going on. Look, you're like, nobody's getting off, none, and he walks away. He wasn't even getting on the damn bus. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm going before you because you got the clock. All right.